Hello everyone, I am Man in Gas Mask, and today I'm going to talk about a comedic gem, The Simpsons. Without it, comedy would be very, very different today. It was so groundbreaking at the time, and modern episodes today are still equally groundbreaking. Without The Simpsons, the idea of an animated comedy show aimed at an older audience, airing on a primetime network is unthinkable without them. They have basically created the whole idea of doing just that. And that's why today we're going to honor those who have done the Herculean task of making something so fresh and original and funny into putrid, stale shittiness. Yes, today we're going to be talking about the top 10 worst Simpsons episodes. And as you will notice, if you're actually watching this video, for those of you who are actually watching this video, that in the episode there's a ton of more recent Simpsons episodes. And yes, it is true that I prefer the older episodes, and I don't really like it. And I feel that the new Simpsons episodes have a tend to be not that funny. I still keep in mind that there are some new Simpsons episodes that I really liked. But these ones are timeless. Really awful. Number 10. How I Spent My Strummer Vacation. Now, it has a good premise. Homer decides to reconnect with his lifelong dream to become a rock star by going to rock star camp. But the jokes in this episode, there's nothing wrong with having clean jokes in the Simpsons episodes, but a ton of the jokes in this episode feel to me like jokes you would hear in Sunday school. And also the guest voices, which in this case is Mick Jagger. he really seems shoehorned in, and you can really see how he doesn't really care for this episode that much. Number 9, That 90s Show. Now, I know The Simpsons is prone to, referencing the title of a movie or a show or a song, and then parodying it or putting a twist on it on the episode, so that way it has something to do with the subject matter of the episode. But still, That 90s Show, that is idiotic. The plot revolves around Homer and Marge telling a story from their college years, in which they broke up for a while. I think there's this new character added, this fancy schmancy professor who is Marge, and he's just so cardboard, so black and white. Villains in the Dennis the Menace comic strips, if there were any, are more complex and intricate than this new character added. Other than that, there's a ton of terrible grunge rock jokes in it, and it's by and all a very unsatisfying episode. Number 8, All Singing, All Dancing. In a show so original like The Simpsons, why would you have a clip show? Why? Why do clip shows exist in the series? And granted, there are 23 seasons going on 24, as I can see how they can run out of ideas, but still, a clip show. This groundbreaking new television series. Clip shows are terrible. I hate clip shows. But a Simpsons clip show, that is just disgusting. The opening of this episode is terrible. It's a terrible reason for why there should be a clip show. And basically, the clip show compromises of Simpsons musicals. Now, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. The Simpsons sometimes have really great music numbers, but still, the whole video seems like a YouTube slideshow that a Simpsons fan put up. And yes, they didn't have they didn't have YouTube episodes at the time, but there are albums for Simpsons music that were much better than this terrible clip show. Number 6, Number 7, Dude, Where's My Ranch? Dude, Where's My Ranch? That is the worst parody title I've heard in my life. Seriously, what's with all the Dude Where's My Card parodies? I hear them all the time. They're starting to get worse than Matrix parodies. And like I said, such an original first show, Simpsons using that is goddamn blasphemy. Basically in this episode, the Simpsons go to a dude ranch where then a ton of redneck jokes happen. And keep in mind, I have nothing wrong with redneck jokes, just still try to keep the humor, with variety and not the same old goddamn joke over and over again. And Lisa comes up with a new romantic interest. Oof. Now this character takes the cake in surrealism. True, the Simpsons have had outlandish and unrealistic characters, but this one is just amazing. Everything he says, Lisa likes. He's like completely unrealistic character. No one would ever be like him. Nobody in the Simpsons universe would ever be like him. Everything he says just feels superficial. And the finale of the episode makes me sick. Number 6, Gump Roast. I hate clip shows, but what I hate even more than clip shows is clip shows that make no goddamn sense. This is where Gump Roast comes in. Number 5, Lisa the Overachiever. Who would think that an episode with Michelle Obama guest voicing could be bad? But yes, it's terrible. In this episode, Lisa is basically Jesus, and everything she does is completely perfect. She has all rights to succeed in everything. My God, is it bad? I mean, seriously. And then Michelle Obama comes, and I don't want to bash on our nation's first lady, but seriously, she's definitely more into politics than acting, as you can see, because her voice seems just very hollow and shallow, and well, not very good. And what she's given is even worse. Lisa, you are so perfect and smarter than everybody that you deserve to be perfect and smarter than everybody. So go and never let anybody down. Never let anybody get you down, even though you're a goddamn bookworm. Seriously. There's nothing wrong with being smart, but there's wrong with being too smart. And nothing bad ever happens to Lisa since she's the perfect child. Number 4, Moneybart. The name implies that this episode will revolve around Bart, but guess what? It's about Lisa. What can I say? It's bad for the same it's bad for the same reason Lisa the Overachiever was bad. A stupid plot. A very stupid plot. Very shoehorned in. Very carbon copy of other episodes. Of other episodes, and also there is a guest voice in it, and the guest himself isn't a terrible person, but his voice acting is. It has the same terrible vibe that makes you feel that he was just doing it for the money, which given the lines that he gave to him, I would be too if I was in his case. Number 3. Lisa Simpson, This Is Not Your Life. Again with the Lisa episodes! Why so many? I mean, in the later seasons, it's Lisa all the time. I haven't seen a comic book guy episode, or Principal Skinner or Edna Krabappel episode in a good 5 seasons. No, not 5 seasons, a good 3. Yeah, I'd say 3. And you know who deserves to have an episode instead of Lisa? Bumblebee Man, because Bumblebee Man is awesome. And in the episode, Lisa's acting all perfect and goody-goody again, and Marge is doing all this work for her so that way she can go into this perfect fancy pants school. But then she says, "Oh, Mom, you don't have to do all that stuff for me, because I'm the perfect child, Lisa Simpson." "It's okay, Marge. It's okay, Lisa, because you're perfect, and I'm going to do everything for you since I'm your goddamn slave." But then it turns out that Lisa is so super nice that she tells Mom to lay off the slaving for her, and she goes back to her terrible school in Springfield. Number 2, the greatest story ever told. How could he ruin this episode? It's the Simpsons in Israel. Boom! Funny! Yet they still ruin it. My God, do they ruin it? And listen, I have nothing wrong with Jew jokes. I have nothing wrong with racist jokes, even though they might offend me. I still would never say something like you can't say those at all, since freedom of speech and all, even though the jokes may offend me. But they overuse Jew jokes a lot in this episode. And not racist jokes, not racist Jew jokes, as in Jew jokes like, gefilte fish. They say the word oi a lot. Reuse the entire episode. But the worst part is that I actually liked the opening for this episode. It was funny. They should have made an entire episode about the opening. But no, they don't. And once they land in Israel, it just gets awful. The puns, the references, they're not funny. Number 1, the number 1 worst and funniest Simpsons episode is Treehouse of Horror XXII, otherwise known as the most recent Treehouse of Horror. Now, how could you ruin a Treehouse of Horror episode? They're the TV holiday special I'm always looking forward to every week. I can't wait for them. And I've not seen one bad one until this episode. And my God, is it terrible. I've been reusing my lines. I've been saying the same thing over and over again this entire top 10 list. Well, that's because the review is crappy, and also because these episodes are so crappy that they're making me feel really pissed off. Basically, there are three shorts in this one. The first one is called The Butterball and the Diving Bell, and Homer gets paralyzed by a spider. See? Ooh, spooky, because spiders aren't Halloween decorations, thus it's immediately a Halloween special! Now, Homer gets bitten by a spider, and then gets paralyzed, and then he realizes his only ways to communicate is farting. I'm all for fart jokes, but come on. That is one of the stupidest plot devices ever made, and they reuse it so that way, and they reuse it so much that it never comes off as true comedy. Then number 2, there's this really, really awful Dexter spoof called Dial D for Diddley. Yeah, they did another Dial M for Murder joke. They had a Dial M for Murder parody the last Treehouse of Horror, and there's the episode Dial N for Nerder where what's the name of that kid? The fat nerd that Ralph always beats up? Martin. Yeah, there's Dial N for Nerder where Martin gets killed, only to reveal that he never gets killed at all. Why did they kill off Martin? So in this one, basically it's Dexter except with Ned Flanders as Dexter, and he kills people because of the voices he hears from his Bible, which of course he thinks is God. And the worst part is that we don't really see him kill anybody. I mean, sure, we don't need to see him kill anybody. Well, yeah, we kind of do, and also we expected his kills to be funny and comical. They aren't. The worst part is that they think they're going to give us a montage, but they don't. They give us one kill with montage music playing. Instead of Flanders killing Snake in an art gallery, they give us the montage music, and they make you think that a montage is coming. They just give us that. And why do they cut the montage? Well, besides the gratuitous Fox advertisement, they have this horrible climax where Ned realizes that Homer's talking to him, that Homer's the voice in his Bible, talking to him through voice comm. And then after that, he confronts him, and then Satan comes up, and then it's revealed that he controls God, and that Satan is sleeping with Ned's deceased wife. Ew. And the ending is also not funny at all, but you would have expected that. And then after that, the last short is an awful Avatar parody. The main public, why do you keep parodying Avatar. Why? First of all, I already hated the movie in the first place. I don't understand why everybody loved it so much, but then when the people who realized how bad it was, they immediately started parodying it. So in this case, Simpsons is just beating a dead horse. It's basically Avatar, like you already know, except this time Kang Kodos is the Navi. Hey, listen! Hey, listen! This is an Avatar was an awful Dances with Wolves ripoff. Why did the Simpsons ever make a joke about that in the entire episode? So even a cameo would be worth it. And the rest of the episode ends terribly. And also, remember that joke everyone made about how the aliens could have just given those minerals to the U.S. to us very, very easily, and we didn't have to start a war. And remember how we all parodied that, like right after the movie started? It was